Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. So I originally wasn't even gonna film this week, but I was on Christina Lauren's Instagram and I saw their special edition of Love and Other Words and it just looks amazing, but it's like $50. So I was like, well, I certainly can't buy the special edition if I haven't even read the regular edition yet. So I'm going to be reading Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I'm super excited. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm here for it. I love anything written by Christina Lauren. I don't know why it's taken me so long to read it, but I'm very excited about it. I actually, because the cover before this was that orange cover, which is pretty, but I'm like obsessed with this cover, and I could not find this cover anywhere. Whenever I went to Barnes & Noble, or I even ordered it off Amazon, where the cover looked like this on Amazon, but I still got sent the orange cover, and I was so sad. But I actually met Christina and Lauren when they came to a book signing here for Something Wilder. Now, I've already read this. I really liked this book. And they actually signed it. And I'm gonna, and I'll actually insert some pictures somewhere around here of when I met them. They are both super, super sweet. I had such a good time. And like I said, I really like this book. I like all their books. I mean, On Honeymooners, top tier. Josh Nazel's Guide to Not Dating, top tier. Soulmate Equation, loved it. Loved all their books. So I was like, well, I might as well finally pick this up. So I'm going to be reading this physically, and then I am listening to A Court of Mist and Fury on the dramatic audio or graphic audio with Taylor, and then on my Kindle I'm reading, pop it up here, Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. Loving both of those. Very excited to start this one. So let's get reading, people. Okay guys, so I just started this book. I'm literally on chapter 1. The freaking prologue in this, are you kidding me? I've already annotated the crap out of it. Like, look at this. I am like obsessed. Why is he like the world's greatest dad? And why did I already cry on page 2? I don't know, but Christina Lauren, I feel like they're gonna do it again. Tears are gonna come, and so are some laughs, but I'm already going to tell you to read this book. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hey guys, so who wants to take a guess where we are? Starbucks, obviously. My friendly matcha latte. I did change it up though, guys. I got 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla instead of hazelnut and toasted nut. I don't remember. Toffee nut? Toasted nut. I don't know. Anyways, it's flippin' delicious. Just saying. Although I must say, so because I'm trying to save money, because this drink, not cheap. Olivia Reads a Latte always talks about Chamberlain coffee, so I ordered the vanilla matcha from there, and it comes in a few days, so we'll see how that tastes. Anyways, that's delicious. So it is currently like 8 o'clock at night almost, I think. So caffeine at 8 p.m. sounds like a good time. So I just want to talk about a couple of the books. So the first book, you guys, I'm obsessed with this book. Love and Other Words, Christina Lauren. First of all, who would have known I would have been like a side character? Like, her best friend's name is literally Sabrina. And every time I read it, I'm like, ma'am, hello, hi, that's me. And I'm so happy I could be a part of your journey. So I am obsessed with this book. It is so good. And I've been listening to a playlist on Spotify with it. the environment is so good. I've literally teared up like 4 times already. And I'm only 107 pages in. Yeah. And I like wasn't even planning on annotating this, and I have just annotated the bejesus out of it. I absolutely love this. I don't, like I said before, I haven't read the blurb on the back. I just know that like everybody and their mama talks about this book, and I love anything by Christina Lauren, so it's just been so long since I've read anything by them, and I've had this book for so long, and I'm like, why have I not read it? So yes, picked that up, loving it, loving it, loving it. So the other book that I'm reading is Daughter of No Worlds. Wow. Boop. By Carissa Broadbent. Not loving it. So I was liking it. It was okay. I was along for the journey. But I don't know. I'm just not vibing with it. Like, I'm gonna try to push through. I think I'm on like chapter 48 or something like that. And I don't know, there's like 80 something chapters or something like that. It's like, I don't know if I want to finish it. But I've been like trying to push through like by listening to the audiobook, and it's just not doing it, you guys. I don't like the narrators, I think is the problem. That's like a thing. So I lied. So I'm on chapter 45. Page 316 out of 510. It's a lot. I don't know. I'm gonna try to push through, but like I notice at night, like I just keep falling asleep while I'm reading it. I like haven't been wanting to stay up. Like, I like the relationship between Max and Tasana, like the two main characters. Like, I really, really do. And the magic is like easy enough to understand, but I don't know. I'm just not. Maybe I'm just not in the thick of it yet. Like, I feel like I'm still learning. Like, this one part just happened where you're like learning about Max and like why he didn't want to teach initially, why he didn't want to teach Tasana, like how to wield her like powers or whatever. And so like that part was like a really good like turning point in the story. And we're learning about kind of the Tower of Midnight. Is that their names? I don't know. They're in like Ara is like the town, and like the arch commander and Nora, who is like Max's friend but is also like pretty high up in the Tower of Midnight, I think it's called. And so they just asked like Tasana to do something. And so this is like all kind of developing, and obviously I can't say much, and it probably sounds like I'm crazy because of spoilers, but just know things are happening. I'm kind of interested, not very interested, but I'm pushing through, and I'm gonna finish the book. I don't want to DNF another book, so I'm gonna try to finish it. I'm hoping, I mean, Sarah Caroli and Olivia Reads Latte, they both really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping that it'll get better, because I do really like Max and Tasana's relationship, and I think that the plot itself is interesting enough. So I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, that's my update on that book. So hopefully my next update's a little bit more cheerful. And then I am also listening to A Court of Mist and Fury, the graphic audio. That's the book that I'm listening to with Taylor. And I am halfway through the first part. There's 2 parts to the graphic audio. I'm halfway through the first one. I mean, really good. I got to the good part, the hello, Feyre, darling. Obsessed. All I'm gonna say, because I don't want to be out there spoiling ACOTAR for anybody. But anyways, guys, so tomorrow's Friday, so that's fun. I don't have any plans besides reading. Hey guys, I didn't get a chance to do an update yesterday after finishing the Wyverns and Words book club reading sprint, so I wanted to kind of just give you a quick update. So I did finish Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I have been thinking about it pretty much since I finished it, but I just keep going back and forth about the ending. So I was not a fan of the last 25 pages of this book, when you learn kind of what happened in their then timeline, because this book is written in then and now timeline for them. And I honestly just wasn't a fan of what happened to make them not talk. I don't like the way it was written. I think it was completely out of character for that character to act the way that they did, which then led to another act taking place. But obviously I don't want to get too much into it for spoiler reasons, but I just honestly wasn't a fan of how it was handled at all and how it was written, because the initial thing that takes place is super out of character for that character. And then the second thing that takes place because of that first thing is very hard to discuss, and I feel like it wasn't talked about properly in the way that the author is meant for it to be taken, even though when I initially read it, that wasn't how I took it. So I know that probably doesn't make sense unless you've like read the book, but the ending just like was not for me. I just wasn't a fan. I had to honestly like read reviews of the ending in order to fully understand what happened, which I feel like, and then I reread the ending and I could kind of see where people were coming from, but then I also feel like the authors still just did not do a great job of kind of letting us as the readers know that that was what happened. It's, for me, it was hard to see it the way I think the authors intended it versus the way I read it, and versus the way I think a lot of people may have read it. And I talked about the end of this book with one of my friends, and they saw it the way that the authors intended it to be seen and read. But they totally understood, like, you know, where I was coming from. But it was just, I don't know. I just feel like the authors should have done a better job. Like if how they intended it to be taken was how they intended it to be taken, I just feel like they should have done a better job at depicting that scenario, because I just don't feel like it was depicted properly, in my opinion. Overall, I did really like this book. I know that this is a super, super popular book. I love Christina Lauren. They are one of my favorite auto-buy authors, and I will always keep buying from them. And I can see why people like this book. But unfortunately, it just was not for me. So, that being said, after I read that, took some time because I needed to, like I said, I was trying to process that ending. And then later on that night, I actually was FaceTiming with my friend Taylor, and I inserted some clips of that. We were like reading. We read for, I think, like a total of, I don't know, 30 minutes for that 4-hour conversation. But that's besides the point. So she helped me pick up my next read, which is this hefty boy. This is Zodiac Academy, Cursed Fates. And this is the 5th book in the Zodiac Academy series. And I am like 30 something pages in. Yeah, I think I'm like 35 pages in. And honestly, I'm loving it. I love being back in this world. I'm so sad that it took me so long to get back into this world, because I just love the characters so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all know what happened at the end of the 4th book is still sticking with me, and I am not a fan, but I still love the series, and I really like the characters, and I like the way that it's written, and it's just, there's like comedy, there's drama, there's laughs, there's sadness. there's love. This book just has it all. So anyways, but I did want to show you guys. So this is the book that Taylor, so I won Taylor's giveaway on her Instagram, and this is the book that she had sent me. But just look at the, like these are like all the chapter pages, what they look like with, you know, because it's different POVs. Don't read the page because spoilers, but I just love the designs of it, and I think it is so cool. Now, I also read it on my Kindle because this book is literally massive, so I can't just bring this everywhere with me. And on my Kindle, obviously, it doesn't show all those cool designs. And so when I first got the book, I was like shocked that it had these awesome designs. But anyways, so 35 pages in, loving it per usual. So yeah, today is Easter, so we are beat bopping around to some families' houses today. And then I am going to most likely be reading for the rest of the night once we get home, because I just am so happy to be back in this world, you guys. So yeah, so that's kind of the update for now. And I honestly have not been reading much more of that Daughter of No Worlds book. I was like enjoying it, but I don't know. I just could not get myself to like pick it back up. I only have like less than 200 pages left, so I know I just need to like power through it in a couple of days, but I just could not bring myself to do it right now. So, but anyways, guys, so I will check you later, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hey friends, so I wanted to just give a quick update. So last time we talked, I finished Love and Other Words, and I was just starting Zodiac Academy. So far I have made it pretty decent chunk into Zodiac Academy. I mean, not a whole heck of a lot, but I'm on chapter 8, which is page 93. And I'm liking it so far. I mean, we all know I love being in this world, and that honestly is no different right now. I love these characters. Right now, there's not like too much of a plot happening. Like, I feel like we're kind of just talking about characters, kind of still dealing with the end of the last book and the repercussions from what happened there. And just doing a lot of like character delving and learning about the characters, and like I said, honestly pretty much just dealing with the repercussions of the last book. But I mean, anything to do with Zodiac Academy, I am into it. So that's my update on that. And then I am Daughter of No Worlds. I have read a couple of chapters. I'm really just trying to like get through this book. It's honestly not bad. And I know that the way I've been talking about it, you'd think, Sabrina, you must hate this book. And the answer is no, I do not hate this book. I have a love-hate relationship with this book. So once I start reading it, I like it, but I dread starting to read it. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what's been happening. Like, I never want to pick it up, but then like once I pick it up, like I'm immersed back into the story, and like I don't mind, you know, kind of reading the story. Like, I enjoy the story. But I think it's because there's so many other books that I'm like super excited to read that I like don't want to jump into this book. Which is annoying because, like I said, I really am liking the book. Like, I love Max and Tasana, and right now we're kind of getting a lot of plot happening, which I'm actually enjoying the plot, like the whole point of it, and learning a little bit more about the magic and the power that is currently being used to further said plot. So I am enjoying it, and I like all the characters. Like, I love Samrin, he's like a side character, and I really am interested to learn more about like Nura and Max's relationship, and you know, more about everything that kind of caused their relationship to deteriorate. And I'm just so interested to dive more into Max himself, because I feel like he's such a deep character, and I feel like he's been through it. Like, he's been through so much, and you get a little bit of that in the first, you know, in the past couple of chapters of this, but I'd be interested to learn a lot more about him. Right now I feel like Tisana's kind of base level. Like I know in the beginning, you know, we get a lot about her, and then you're like kind of slowly learning more about her, but I feel like right now, like I'm still not super connected to her. Like it's weird, I feel more connected to Max right now than I do to Tisana. So I'm hoping that I get that connection, and I think maybe that might be why I'm not like super interested in like continuing or feeling like I don't want to read it, because I'm just not super into her character. And I don't know why. Like there's nothing wrong with her character, I just don't think she's all that interesting. I think she's very smart, and I think that she is very good at what she does, and I think that she's a really great person and a really great friend, but I also feel like we just have all these base level emotions, and like we haven't really seen anything deeper with her. So that being said, I am interested in continuing to read it in order to learn more about her, to get on those deeper levels with her. So I'm hoping that that's what happens. So I am currently on page 357. There's 505 pages. And so I'm hoping to get through a decent chunk of it tonight. I want to try to finish it tomorrow. That way I can kind of try to focus on the Zodiac Academy book. And I might also want to start another book that I'm thinking about starting, is The Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn, but I'm not sure yet. We're gonna see. We're gonna play it by ear. I genuinely want to pick up another fantasy book. I want to pick up Dance of Thieves, but I know that like I'm like reading this fantasy book, and I'm reading Zodiac Academy, which is a fantasy, and I'm listening to A Court of Mist and Fury, which is also a fantasy. So it's like there's a lot of fantasy going on. So if I want to read another book, I feel like it should probably be a different genre. So that's how I'm feeling about that one. But yeah, so those are those two books. And then I'm also listening to A Court of Mist and Fury, the graphic audio, and I am on halfway through chapter 7 out of 8 of the first half. So I'm almost halfway through the book, because the graphic audio is broken up into parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is 8 chapters. I'm halfway through chapter 7. So I'm loving it. I love the sound effects. I love the characters' voices. I love just... One thing that I just noticed was, so Farah is talking to someone, and someone else comes up like from a couple of hallways, like in a house, and the voice, you hear her say the character's name, but it's like muted because she's a couple hallways like down. And I just think that's what I honestly love about it, is I just love, like, it makes it so much more real, and you feel so much more immersed in the world when you're getting like the actual, like how the author wants you to hear it. So you're getting like the distant sound, you're getting like the grumblings, and you're getting the sound of winnowing, and the sound of flying, and I love it. It's just so good, and I'm super excited to keep reading that while listening to it. And yeah, so I guess that's all the update for now, guys. I mean, I don't really have too much else to say. Today I'm probably gonna pick up, like I said, I'm gonna try to get through this book, Daughter of No Worlds. Although something I do like, I will say, is the name of the book just kind of came to fruition, and you get why it's named Daughter of No Worlds. And that I do like. I love when they do that. I think that it's so fun. So that is something that I am liking about it, is that we finally got that, like, why the book was named Daughter of No Worlds, which I loved it. So anyways, guys, all right, so before I keep talking, I will let you guys go, and I'm sure I'll touch base with you guys either later on today or later on this week. And yeah, catch you guys later. Hey guys, so I wanted to just do a quick wrap up and kind of go over the books that I read over the last 2 weeks since I started this vlog. So the first book that I finished was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. And again, I gave that book a 3 stars, and I kind of went over that book in a couple clips ago. And then I also finished Daughter of No World, which I'll pop up here, by Carissa Broadbent. I ended up giving that book a 2.5. Was not a big fan. I really did not like the character of Tasana that much. She was okay, but she just definitely was not my favorite. I feel like you didn't really learn all that much about her. Like, yes, you find out that she is a slave and that, you know, these horrible things happen to her, but I feel like the magic is like not like explained all that much. Like, you learn this thing that she can do, but then there's this like other magic that like comes into play like later on, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like I really enjoyed kind of the first half of the book, but then like the second half just took a turn that I was not a fan of. So 2.5 stars. So then next, so those are only 2 books I actually finished. So then what I'm still reading is I'm reading Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. They're sisters. So this is the 5th book in the Zodiac Academy series. I am on chapter 12, which is page 157, and it's a ZA book. I'm loving it. I'm obsessed. Love the characters. I mean, I don't really need to say much more about that. And then the other book is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm also really loving this book. I'm on chapter 14, page 150. And I just think these characters are so funny. Charlie and Nora are just so cute together. Like, their dynamic is just hilarious, and I absolutely adore them. And I love the small town that they're in. And I kind of went into it blind. I don't really read the blurbs of anything anymore. I learned that I just like to go into things not knowing, and I love that. So I don't really know exactly what's going to be happening, but I'm here for the journey. And again, I'm I'm like a quarter of the way through it, and I'm really liking it. So I'm gonna definitely keep reading these 2 books here. And then I also am listening to Akamath, A Court of Mist and Fury. I finished the first half of the book, and I'm gonna be starting up on the second half. So I'm honestly probably just gonna be filming a vlog at some point this week talking about these books. So yeah, so that's it, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video, and I've really been liking doing the vlogs, and I hope that you guys have been enjoying them. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.